Thank you for participating in our first online coaches training. This will be a 20-minute video to give you a better understanding of our overall sport club program and the coach's important role in making our student sport club experience. Following the training, there will be a short online quiz for you to complete. In addition, be sure to sign and send back your coach's work agreement. To start off the video, let us first look at UNH's operating principles. The mission of campus recreation is to offer exceptional programs and quality services, seek and support professional and personal development, encourage innovation and treat setbacks as a part of the learning process, practice open, respectful, and honest communication, embrace diversity, encourage collaboration, always operate with the student's best interest in mind, operate with a positive attitude, commit to an exceptional organizational culture, and embrace teamwork and a sense of community. This is an overview of the sports clubs. Take a moment and locate your club to see who oversees this club. Either Beth or Brian are referred to as the point of contact. The point of contact's role is to meet bi-weekly with clubs, assist in planning and preparing for travel, oversee budgets and purchases, facilitate proper risk management, and ensure that clubs are headed towards a prosperous future. To gain a further understanding of the program, let's look at the numbers. There are over 1,600 participants, over 50 home events, 200 away events. Total fundraising came to over $730,000, with expenses coming in around $710,000. The graph shows an upward trend in overall student involvement. There's also a heavy increase in involvement in first and second year students. To show how great club sports can be, let's look at what students are saying about their experiences. Common themes include meeting people and branching out, skills that are transferable to the real world, feeling a sense of community and being connected, learning discipline and time management, and the opportunity to continue to play the game. To show how important coaches are to a team, take a minute and read some of the positive comments that students are leaving. Common themes here are admiration, dedication, and a positive attitude. Next, we will look into important guidelines for coaches. Coaches are responsible for teaching the sport to all club members and should be knowledgeable within the specific area of instruction. Club coaches are encouraged to embrace the student development concept maintained by the Department of Campus Recreation. It is suggested that coaches are CPR, First Aid, and AED certified, as well as defensive driving certified. Coaches must complete the following before coaching their club: complete a background check through UNH HR, read and sign UNH work agreement and coaches agreement, and complete the online UNH Sport Club Coaches Training and online quiz. Important expectations for coaches are to ensure the safety of the participants, respect students' dignity, treat everyone fairly with the context of their activity, consistently display high personal standards, encourage the development of initiative, responsibility, and leadership in student members, be aware of the academic pressures placed on students, at no time become intimately or sexually involved with their members. In addition, in compliance with Title IX and the Clery Act, all allegations of criminal behavior that you have knowledge of must be reported to UNHPD and/or sport club professional staff. And lastly, report any disciplinary concerns to club's point of contact. Additionally, it is important to treat opponents and officials with due respect, both in victory and in defeat, and encourage students to act accordingly. Now, we will get into the policies and procedures portions of group training. Before any student can practice or try out with the team, they must complete the online registration and code of conduct form found on our website. Please emphasize the importance of registering online prior to competing. A great way to get students to complete the online waiver before practicing is to bring a few laptops to the club's September interest meeting, so students can sign up right after the meeting. They will need to enter their health insurance information as a part of the online registration process. All dues can be paid online by clicking the Pay Dues button. Dues can also be paid at the front desk, but we highly encourage clubs to pay online as the simplest way for all parties involved. Clubs can also pay for additional costs such as clothing orders and trip fees under the Pay Dues online. At no time should you or student leaders be directly collecting money from members. Every club has the ability to collect online donations through our Make a Donation to Sport Club section. We highly encourage clubs to try and collect donations from friends, family, and alumni. Clubs can ask their point of contact to get a list of alumni from their club and send donation letters to alumni, family, and friends. Over the past few years, this has been a great way for clubs to fundraise money. Each club has their own Google Drive account. Check in with your student leader to gain access to rosters and meeting notes. Here are guidelines to remain an active club. Prior to the year, all clubs must complete the online registration form and code of conduct. Each club must have a non-peer coach instructor. Each club must have at least one risk manager that travels with them. Each club must have an active roster with at least 10 members. Lastly, at least one officer must attend mandatory fall student leader training and complete manual quiz. Throughout the year, the club must present a budget proposal and present it to a sport club staff member. Submit a mid-semester and annual report to the professional sport club point of contact. Each club must abide to all travel policies. Each club must fundraise at least 50% of their allocated budget. And lastly, attend bi-weekly meetings with their point of contact. Each sport club is provided with 3 accounts: UNH allocation, which is student fees, a 1GJ, which is gift and donations, and a 1DG, which is dues and fees. UNH allocated accounts are funded through the Department of Campus Recreation. Allocated funding is determined based on the club's proposed budgets and compliance with the sport club program. Allocated accounts are distributed into distinct budget lines such as team travel, program supplies, professional services, and registration fees. Supplies and equipment purchased from this account must stay with the team, such as team uniforms. 1DJ and 1GJ accounts are funded through team donations, dues, and fundraising activities. These funds roll over from year to year and remain with the club. Most purchases will be made using a P-card, which is a university-owned credit card. In the event that a club can't use the P-card and must submit a check request, please be aware that check requests can take 2 to 3 weeks to be completed. Therefore, please remind student leaders to plan accordingly and plan on using a P-card whenever possible. All expenditures of funds must first be approved by Campus Recreation. No reimbursement will be made if approval was not granted prior to purchase. This applies to all purchases made by both students and coaches. Please make your point of contact aware of all purchases prior to them. All receipts must be kept and turned into club's point of contact. Planning travel. Clubs must use university vehicles, buses, vans, or rental cars. Use of these vehicles is restricted to off-campus competition, practice session, club association meetings, group fundraising activities, and equipment relocation only. All student drivers must have completed the university's defensive driving course, which is valid for 3 years. This consists of an online training course and a driving practical with a sport club supervisor. Requests for UNH transportation should be submitted as far ahead as possible to the club's point of contact. In case of a trip cancellation for which a university vehicle or rental vehicle may have been arranged, prompt notification of such cancellation should be given to the club's point of contact. Failure to give the rental company a 24-hour notice will result in the full payment of a rental agreement. No more than 10 individuals can travel in a van and no more than 7 individuals in a minivan. Club members must pick up their travel binder from their mailboxes before they travel. Teams should fill out their roster prior to traveling and email a copy to their point of contact before leaving campus. All team members must travel to and from all away contests as a group in university vehicles. An exception will be granted if the member completes the sports club travel release form. This must be completed and signed by the club's point of contact no later than 48 hours prior to travel. The use of university vehicles is granted solely to carry on university business. Under no circumstances may a vehicle be used for personal or family business, and no one other than official UNH club representatives may travel in university vehicles. During travel, the following driver and passenger guidelines must be followed. Use of a seatbelt for all passengers is required. Use of cell phones is prohibited while driving. Do not speed, drive conservatively. Nothing should ever be loaded on the roof with the exception of approved bike racks and bicycles. At least one risk manager must travel with the club. During travel, the club or team is expected to uphold the image of the university and to act in positive sporting-like manner when visiting other colleges and universities. Clubs will be limited to a 12-hour driving period per day, with no driving to occur beyond 12 a.m. Individual drivers will be limited to a maximum of 4-hour driving shift. Expectations will be made for clubs traveling via bus with a professional driver. All violations received will be the responsibility of the driver to whom the vehicle has been assigned. This includes parking tickets on the UNH campus and Easy Pass charges. Unfortunately, Easy Pass charges and parking tickets cannot be paid for with the university P cards. Therefore, it will be club members' responsibilities to cover the costs of these charges. Clubs are advised to bring cash with them for toll purposes. Speaking of risk managers, below are requirements for student risk manager position. Risk managers must first be CPR and first aid certified and serve as first responders during all club practices and events, both on and off campus. They must attend a campus rec risk manager training session. Several sessions will be provided at the beginning of the school year, and it will be the responsibility of the students to attend. They must also submit an emergency action plan using the template that Campus Recreation will provide. They must ensure that each club has a stocked first aid kit present at all practices, competitions, and traveling events. They must also document injuries and incidents by completing an accident report during practices and travel. They must also inspect fields and/or facilities prior to every practice, game, or special event. Please take a moment to look at our campus recreation injury protocol. While the risk manager will be the one responsible in emergency situations, we want everyone to be aware of these key takeaways. When in doubt, call 911. If there is even the slightest thought that an injury could be serious, 911 should be called right away just to be safe. Remind individuals that there is no charge for EMS services to come and check out the injury. Individuals will only get charged if they are transported. For serious injuries, the risk manager should call their sport club point of contact and make them aware of the situation. Risk managers will always be responsible for completing an accident report during all practices and travel. Risk managers will also be responsible for completing an accident report during all practices and travel. If a sport club supervisor or athletic trainer is present at a home event, they will be the ones that are responsible for completing an accident report. Since it is important for risk managers and coaches to be AED and first aid certified, take a moment and read where the AEDs are located around UNH. When scheduling intercollegiate competitions, it is a goal of sport clubs to maintain a balance between home and away contests. Requests for use of campus facilities for all club-related activities must be made through the Campus Recreation Office. This includes scheduling practice sessions, fundraising events, competitions, meetings, and special events. Facility requests for home events should be requested 1 to 4 months prior. Typically, clubs are not charged a rental fee for use of facilities for club-related activities. However, minimal fees may be charged during academic breaks or for additional staffing costs. Clubs will be charged a per-participant fee if the event is open to non-students or youth and adult participants. If an event is to be canceled, the Campus Recreation Office must be notified within 24 hours in advance. Be advised that alterations in practice and competitive schedules may occur as a result of inclement weather, facility maintenance, university special events, demand, or circumstances beyond our control. If clubs are planning on hosting youth events or clinics, they will need to let their point of contact know within 1 to 4 months in advance. Prior to the clinic, student leaders will need to complete the following: complete a background check and be present at all times during the event. Participate in a policy and protection of minors PowerPoint with their point of contact at least 2 weeks prior to the event. Depending on the ages and need of the clinic, there will be a set adult to child ratio. Therefore, for larger events with younger participants, multiple members may need to complete the background check and training process. Background checks can take 2 to 3 weeks to go through, so that is why we need plenty of notice. Now that you have completed the online training, please complete the online policy manual quiz and the coach's work agreement that are attached to your email. All 3 must be completed prior to practicing and traveling with the team. Last but not least, please reach out to your point of contact if you need assistance with obtaining a campus rec ID, a parking permit, or if you would like to become CPR, first aid, or defensive driving certified.